coming out with a debut album is the coolest thing ever.
Hey everyone, it's Brittany Valadez here from BravelyDaily.com. Now, I know you guys are excited because this interview is all about Cade Thompson. Cade's awesome, as you guys know, but before we get into that chat, I just want to remind you guys, if you like this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe. Absolutely appreciate your subscriptions. Also, share this video with your friends. Oh, don't forget, you can also follow me on social media. I will put all my social accounts in the description box below. Okay, let's get started. Cade, it's so exciting to catch up with you again here on Zoom because remember we did the interview before and now we're back here and it's so fun. It's like a reunion. Hi. Okay, the obvious. Your album is coming out. Oh my gosh, what's going through your mind?
It's crazy. I'm so excited. It's a dream come true for me. I remember when I was 5 years old singing on my front porch, and now to be able to say that I'm coming out with a debut album is the coolest thing ever.
How long have you been working on the album?
I've been writing these songs for about 3 years. Some of them have been done for 3 years. And yeah, it's been a process. It's been a journey. And the whole album has actually been done for a whole year now. So I've been sitting on these songs. I've been letting these songs just get in my soul. And I can tell you, I'm ready for people to hear these messages.
Okay, don't kill me, Cade, but I noticed a song that was missing on the album, Dear Future Wife. What's up with that?
Brittany's always bringing up the Dear Future Wife song. I know it's not on the album, but you know, it's definitely reaching a lot of people, and that's been really cool.
So I noticed that you do something every Monday, a live. What is it that you do? Tell us about that.
Yeah, so most Mondays, not every Monday. Sometimes I'm off because I'm on the road, but most Mondays I go live on Instagram and do a little Bible study with my followers. And it's just the sweetest thing ever, being able to open up the Word of God every Monday and to just allow God to speak to us. And a lot of people right now aren't able to still be face to face. And so for some people, this is a connecting point where they're able to be with some group of people on social media. And it's amazing.
So can you tell me, as a Christian, how important it is to share the love of Christ through your music? You know, it seems that you are really serious about your faith, so much so that you're doing this live every Monday. Wow, that's awesome.
You know, if it weren't for Jesus, I wouldn't be right here. I wouldn't be making music. Really, just ever since I was young, I just really encountered Jesus at a young age. And I saw that these gifts that he was placing inside of me were not created for me. They're created to bring glory back to him and to lead other people back to him. And that's why I make music today. And so every song on this record really carries that weight, carries that theme. There's songs that are written of me seeing God's goodness in the past. There's songs that are written of me seeing God in the very present moment, and songs that are written and declaring that I'm gonna live in all that God has for me in the future. And that's really what the part of this record has. So.
Okay, let's talk about your music. What was the inspiration for your song, Eyes of God?
That's a great question. Yeah, that song really was inspired by people that kind of struggle with looking at the world through their own lens. And when we can look at this world and the things that we're walking through the eyes of God, we can see it in a different light. You see, Jesus sees things different than we do sometimes because of our own humanness. And that's what really inspired the message of Eyes of God. If we can look through the eyes of God, and how he sees us is such a beautiful thing. And that's what that song really means.
You know, when we start looking at ourselves through the eyes of God and actually doing it, we start seeing ourselves in a whole different perspective. We can start seeing how much God actually loves us. You know, this same concept can be applied to forgiveness. A lot of times, trying to forgive someone who really, really hurt us or wounded us is difficult. It's super difficult. But when you start being intentional about looking at them through the eyes of God, you start seeing that person, that flawed human being who hurt you, is also deeply loved by God and cared for more than any of us can imagine. So when you start looking at them through that lens, it kind of makes the process of forgiveness a little bit easier. So here's the thing about forgiveness. You know, we are called to forgive, but we're not necessarily called to reconciliation. If it's possible to reconcile, that's what we want to do. But not every situation, especially in situations of like abuse, can you reconcile with someone. But since we're called to forgive as Christians, when we start viewing the other person as a child of God who is deeply loved and cared for by him just as much as he deeply loves and cares for us, it really, really does help that process of forgiveness. So that's what I took away from that song. Not only seeing myself through the eyes of God, but seeing other people through the eyes of God as well. Now, you have a song, Voices, that is absolutely relatable to anyone today, especially Gen Z and millennials. Can you tell us about that song?
Yeah, the song Voices was actually written, I think, 2.5 years ago. And really, it started with just me kind of being overwhelmed by all the voices in this world that are constantly fighting for our attention. And we live in a world where social media takes a lot of our focus. And I can be honest, it takes a lot of my focus at times too. And it's so easy to hear all these voices and all these different opinions, but the only voice that matters is the voice of truth, and that's Jesus. And that's the only voice of truth that we have in this world today. And I knew that I wanted to write a song that could reach people and to say, hey, the only voice that I want to hear is Jesus, and I can inspire people to do the same. And I absolutely love that song. It's fun. It gets me going, and I hope it gets other people going too.
Okay, there's 2 songs on this album, New Beginnings and Never Too Late. They seem to have a similar message. Is that true? And can you tell us the message of those songs?
Yeah, New Beginnings has actually become one of my favorite songs to play live this whole summer. It's so much fun to play. And really, we have a God that it's joyful to follow God. God is so worth following, and he's all about new beginnings. And I think coming out of a past year like we've all walked through, I wanted to have a song on this record that could say, look, brother, look, sister, he's all about new beginnings, and he's doing a new thing. It talks in the Bible, behold, I'm doing a new thing. And that's a phrase that I've had in my mind this whole past year. And that really reflects the message of that song. And you're right. The message of Never Too Late is also very similar in a lot of ways. As I've met a lot of people, I've found that people feel like sometimes maybe it's too late for them to ever receive the love of Jesus ever again in their lives. I hear stories of that on social media, and I wanted to write a song that could say, look, I felt that same way. Sometimes when I look in the mirror, I feel that same way. But Jesus, he invites us into his story, which points back to the broader message of this whole album, bigger story. He points us and he points us to truth in that message. And so that's what inspired both of those songs.
And what about your song, Anything Yet? What's the story behind that one?
Anything Yet. Yeah, Anything Yet is really, like I was talking about earlier, kind of declaring the goodness of God over my life. I feel like I'm in that season right now of Anything Yet. Like just seeing all that God has done over the past couple of years has been amazing, but I know that God is going to continue to expand that even more. And as this is my first record, my debut album. It's so exciting for me, and I'm excited to see what God continues to do. And having that hope towards the back end of the record is something I'm clinging on to right now.
Now, I love that message of that song because it's true. Just wait. You haven't seen anything yet. Okay, let's get to some fan questions. And the first question I have is from Nikki Ball 97, and she asked, I'm so excited for your album. What song was your favorite to write?
Woo, that's a great question. It's hard because I love all the songs, but I would say probably my favorite song to write on this album was probably Every Step of the Way. I feel like that song just speaks to me over and over and over again. And knowing how that song came to be when I was writing that song, I didn't have a record deal. I was just trying to declare and say, look, I'm going to choose to trust God every step of the way. And to see what's happened in the past couple of years is amazing. And now we're here. So that's my favorite song, probably.
The next question is from ballerina_girl_714. And she says, oh, about his food allergy. We both have the same food allergy.
Oh, wow. Well, fun fact, I'm allergic to peanuts. There you go. So I can't have Chick-fil-A. Some people say if that makes me a Christian or not. I've been asked that question, and I've never had Chick-fil-A in my life.
You can't eat Chick-fil-A? Oh, no. I will pray for you. Dear Heavenly Father, I come to you for our friend Cade. The next question is from _almostdawn_. Would you ever date a fan or a supporter? She is praying to meet you someday soon.
Wow. That's a very bold question. It would really have to be the Lord telling me.
The next question is from Faith Hope Love 377, and she asks, hi, Cade. What lesson has God taught you lately?
That is a great question. I feel like I've been learning a lot lately. I'm gonna be honest. I don't know what it is, if it's because my debut album is about to drop and I'm so excited, but it's just been a good past couple of weeks of really learning a lot. I think the biggest takeaway for me is really learning what it means to walk with the Spirit in my day-to-day lives, asking God to open up my eyes to the people that are around me every single day. And I've been praying that prayer. And let me tell you, there's been people every single day that God has just opened up my eyes to around me in my community. And I think a lot of times we can kind of overcomplicate it sometimes of, oh, what does it look like to really follow Jesus? It's really just one step of obedience, a simple step every day, and to let God do the rest. And sometimes you just have to open your mouth and not even know what you're going to say, and God's going to fill your mouth with what he wants to say. And so I don't know who needs to hear that today, but that's been speaking to me so much lately. And so be encouraged by that message as well, that's what we can hope in right there.
What are some of the things, like maybe podcasts, YouTube videos, etc., that you have been watching or learning from to grow in your faith?
Yeah, honestly, I think the biggest area of growth for me that really spurs me on is a community of people, of believers face to face. I think that has been the biggest point of growth for me, is asking God to bring like-minded people into my life that are going to help spur me on. People that have walked with Jesus longer than I have, people that maybe know the Bible more than I do. I think that's been the biggest takeaway for me. And then also, yeah, there's amazing resources. Because we live in 2021, we're able to have these amazing resources like podcasts and sermon clips and YouTube and all of those things. I think all of those are great as well. But honestly, I think surrounding yourself with people that are going to help spur you on has been the biggest takeaway for me.
What you said is so true. A lot of times people forget that we need to have friends who are older than us because they can share their wisdom. And of course, wisdom includes a lot of lessons from the mistakes that they made. We can learn from them. So it's good to have friends of all ages. All right, Cade Thompson fan page _ asks this. What does a normal day consist of?
Woo, that is a great question right there. Every day is different. I'm going to be honest. There's different seasons. So right now I'm in a touring phase. So most of the time I'm out on the road 4 days a week playing shows. Sometimes when I'm in a writing season, it's just every day of the week I'm writing. Right now it's kind of both, honestly. So I'm out on the road a few days a week. I come back. I usually have 1 or 2 days off kind of. And then I hit it running with writing session a week, sometimes 2 a week, and then go back out and play more shows. So that's where I'm at right now. Start my day out. I wake up, I get some coffee. Come on, somebody. And then I dive into the word and then get rolling with my day.
And you like iced coffee, correct?
I do.
Okay, I saw that on social. Yeah, I love coffee too. Okay. All right, Clover _ 08 wants to know, have you found your future wife yet?
It's a great question. The answer is no, I have not found my future wife yet. I'll keep singing that song until I do.
Girls, there's still a chance. Now, what advice would you give to fellow guys your age who are struggling in the waiting? Like they say, you know what, God will give me my partner and I want to wait, but like I actually don't want to wait. And it's been 3 minutes and it's too long.
Well, first of all, dude, I'm there too. I get it. But I think something that's helped me in this season is focusing my eyes on Jesus above all things. And knowing that when my eyes are focused on Jesus, then whatever the right person that comes along is going to be the right person, because they're going to have their eyes on Jesus too, and it's going to make sense. And I know that's easier said than done. Trust me. It's way easier said than done. But that's the hope that you can cling to from a spiritual level. And also the other side of it too is, don't be afraid to talk to people. Like, I don't know how to say that, but don't put yourself out there, but you can also just talk to people and get to know people in that season. And I believe God will kind of reveal to you like what certain characteristics you like and maybe you don't like, and let God do the rest. Yeah, my buddy actually yesterday gave me some good advice. He said, you can't find happiness in the other person. And that's just the facts. When you keep your eyes on Jesus, you'll find Jesus' joy in your life. And then when the right person comes along, you're able to let that overflow. So then you're already balanced out before you even get into a relationship. So I thought that was really wise.
Okay, tell us anything you'd like us to know.
Well, I'm just so excited for this album to be out. Finally, it's like I said earlier, it's a dream come true, and I really want to encourage people to share this record with their friends, maybe people that don't know Jesus, because that's the heartbeat behind this record. You know, I saw what my peers walked through at a young age. I saw what I walked through at a young age. And I also saw hope on the other side of that. And I want people to see that there is hope in this world that we're living in. And this whole record really started with this question: if I could explain Jesus to someone that maybe never has heard of Jesus before or witnessed him in their life, I want them to listen to this record, because the truth is there's only one hero to the story, and it's Jesus. There's only one person that can save us, and it's Jesus. And that's our only hope that we can cling to in this life, in our stories. And so invite God into your story as you listen to this record, share this record, give a copy of this record to your friends, and invite them to join the story too. I'm thankful for you and your support. And yeah, you feel like a friend to me now. This is awesome, Brittany.
Oh, you're like a friend to me too. Yeah, we're definitely friends now. Okay, it was so great to catch up again, Cade. And for anyone else watching, if you guys haven't got the album yet, it's time to get it now. I will put the link in the description. All right, friends, I hope you liked my chat with Cade Thompson. If you did, please give this video a thumbs up. Also, don't forget to subscribe. Appreciate your subscriptions. And I have a question for you. What was something from this interview that you found interesting? And if you asked a question, did you like the answer that Cade gave? Yeah, did you like it? Okay. Don't forget to follow me on social media. I will put all of that in the description box. And until next time, I'm Brittany Valadez for BravelyDaily.com. God bless, and I'll see you in the next one.